In this video on the research side, we are going to take a look at how Chrome is going to be different from Safari. Again, Safari is the one that's located down here, which is typically found on Mac devices. Another one that we can utilize is Google Chrome. So I have it already in a folder I have labeled Google, so I'm going to go ahead and open that up. And over here it is Google Chrome. Now Google Chrome is going to open up just like many of your other desktop devices. Now in the upper side of it, you're going to have a normal search bar. In this area you can type in, if I go ahead and click on that area in the upper side, I can delete whatever I might want and I can go ahead and type in. So if I want to type in something like Bears ISD 531, I can go ahead and select go, and what pops up is here is our Byron Public Schools webpage. Now that is one way you can do our search, or we can go ahead and type in Google or other things. Another kind of neat thing to do without utilizing a text is, say I just don't I have my hands full, maybe I'm doing some cooking at home or we're working in lab and we need to go to a particular site. I can go ahead and select on the voice recognition and say Google. All of a sudden it goes to Google and it will bring us to the web page. Now if there's other things we want to look at, I can click another one for any web quests you might need. You could do, again, voice recognition. A few of the nice tools that we can utilize up on the Google Chrome is going to be our back and forward button. This is our refresh button, and over on the far right hand side is going to be our drop down menu. And now in this drop down menu, this is a way you can select a new tab. I can go ahead and select on that now. On the right hand side of where our Google Chrome search, there should be a brand new tab that is opening up. Now here is a label of all of my bookmarks. I'll come back to the bookmarks in just one second. Let's go back over to this far tab, this drop down menu. If I select on it again, there's a few other things I can get into. One being a new incognito tab. This is one as a teacher you might want to be aware of. If you select on this, what this is going to do, and I'll select on it for you to see, it is one that will illustrate pages you view in this tab will not appear in your history or search history. So you got to be very careful if kids are using this. Hopefully they are using it appropriately, and they should be on a regular tab. So if you see this in any sort when you're walking around, you know that's probably not a great thing. So let's close out of that. A few other things in this drop down menu that you can go to is into the bookmarks, or if there's other settings you might want to look at. Settings might include if you have saved passwords, you can go into that. If you want voice recognition to be in English, different privacy contents, or whatever it may be. So I'm going to go ahead and select done. I'm going to close out of this incognito tab, and I can click on that little X. That's one way you can close. But instead of having to go down to this drop down menu, another way I can create a new tab is over on the right hand side of my previous tab. There's a little arrow or a little box there. I can go ahead and just select that, and when I do select that area, it opens up a brand new tab for me. Now, as I mentioned just briefly, a few things that are also available to us are bookmarks. Now, in order to create a new bookmark, what I can do is I can go to this little fainted in star right there. So if I go back into my search, or let's do the voice recognition. ISD 531. There's your ISD 531. I can go ahead and select on the Byron Public Schools. Let that open up for us. And say this is what I want to save as a bookmark. In the right hand side of the Google Chrome, I can go ahead and select this star. This is now can be a bookmark. Now I can just go ahead and save it as a mobile bookmark, or I could save it somewhere else. Now I'm just going to show it as a mobile bookmark for right now. Here's the URL, here's the name of it. If you want to adjust the name, you can do so. So I'm going to go ahead and click save. Now I want to go to a new tab. So on the far right hand side, I'm going to select a new tab. On the bottom, if you look, scroll all the way down to the bottom of your iPad, there's a place that says most visited, bookmarks, and other devices. Now here are the most visited. I'm going to select that first. These are a lot of the websites that you see most often that you're always on. In the bookmark page, if you have synced up your computer with your iPad, which is where this is seen in the other devices, which is showing my actual desktop is here, is linked to, you can not only have your bookmarks from your mobile bookmarks. Let's go back up to the mobile bookmark area right there, found that arrow. Let's look down the bottom, or to mobile bookmarks here. This is where I just bookmarked the Byron Public Schools. But if I go back up to bookmarks, I could also get all of the desktop bookmarks that I have on my computer. So if you are at home and you do not have your desktop with you, you should be able to get all of your bookmarks that you have at your desk that were on your desktop but now on your iPad. So it's a kind of a nice little feature. Now in order to close out of this, quick and easy way to do it is just do a 5-finger pinch, so having all 5 fingers on to the iPad and just swipe down. That would be one way to close out of it. I'm going to open it up real quickly again. Otherwise, the other way that you can close out of it is just hitting the belly button, which is on the right hand side of your iPad. So you go ahead and select that, and now it is at least minimized. But what the minimizing it's doing is still it's actually running in the background. So now if I do a 4-finger swipe at the bottom, I can swipe up, or if I hit the belly button twice, these pop up. Now on the bottom of the screen are all the things that are currently running on my iPad. So I can press and hold until it starts to do a little dance, and then I can go ahead and actually do a hard boot by pressing this little red button on the side. That actually closes out of the programs that I was currently in. So this is actually closing out of all the programs that I was in to help save battery life. I hope this information is helpful to you. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you.